Chapter 11. Charlie. I pull open the door to the gym and inhale deeply. Some people don't like the smell of gyms, the sweat, and the mats, but I love it. If hard work had a smell, it would definitely be this. "You better hurry," Beth says as I reach the receptionist desk. "Zach called a staff meeting. Didn't you get the memo?" Oh, crud. I do remember the memo and being annoyed that it was taking time out of my day, but I forgot all about it after my disastrous date last night. "Thank you," I say to her, and then continue toward the break room where I'm sure we're meeting. The door is closed, and I shut my eyes, hoping I haven't missed too much and that I won't make a huge scene when I enter. I push the door open, but it swings too quickly, and I find myself stumbling forward. Something solid keeps me from falling to the floor. However, when I open my eyes and see that the something solid is Zane's firm chest, red flames across my cheeks. "Baker, thanks for joining us," he says, his tone unamused. "I'm so sorry." I bite my lip and glance around to find an open spot I can slink to. Felicia waves me over. "Why are you late?" she asks in a hushed whisper when I sit beside her. "Long story, but I will tell you after," I respond, wishing I could sink into the floor. The other trainers who had been watching me turn their gaze back to Zane. "Okay, now that we're all here," Zane says, shooting a pointed look in my direction. "Let's talk about some of the new policies and procedures. First and foremost, we will be cutting back on classes that don't have at least 5 people in attendance. I did take into account the feedback that some of you brought to me about this, so I have adjusted the policy slightly. Any class that does not meet the criteria 3 times for at least half the month will be canceled the next month." Damon's hand shoots up beside me. "Do those 3 times have to be in a row? Like, does it reset after the class has the correct number?" "They don't have to be in a row, but the number doesn't reset until the following month. If your class is short 3 times in a month, that shows it is not a good class for bringing money in, and we need to make changes." "Are we shifting our focus from customer satisfaction then?" My tone is way snarkier than I mean it to be, but it's mostly my classes he's talking about, and I feel a little targeted. "We still need to take customer satisfaction into account, but if we don't get the financial situation fixed here, then it won't matter anyway." "Why don't we offer other incentives to get more customers in, instead of taking things away from them?" I push. "I mean, Belle's videos helped some." "Yes, they did. We received 3 new signups from them, but that's not near enough. So if you want to talk incentives, Miss Baker, what would you suggest?" Well, darn. I don't actually have any incentives in my head right now. Maybe we could offer a juice bar as another way to bring in sales." "A juice bar, while not a bad idea, would require a tremendous amount of money that we don't have." "Right. Well, how about a competition to earn a discount on personal training sessions?" His jaw tightens for a minute, and he strokes his hand across his chin. That's not a bad idea. What sort of competition were you thinking?" "I don't know. Maybe like a Biggest Loser competition? I know the show had issues, but with proper training and nutrition counseling, we could do it the right way. We could each take on a few clients and go for, 3 months. And at the end of 3 months, the trainer whose team lost the most gets to give out some discounts." "Or we could have them earn it along the way," Damon shouts out. "Like, for every 5 or 10 pounds they lose, they get a discount. That way everyone who participates can win." "And we could charge a small fee for the contest," Felicia adds, "just to make sure they're really invested." "Okay, these aren't bad ideas. I think we can definitely work with them," Zane says, And I swear that this time his tone seems a little softer as he looks at me. Any other ideas? I don't know if it's the look that Zane gave me that's making me more confident, or if I've just lost my mind, but my hand lifts into the air. Maybe we could see about pairing up new members of the gym with some of our veterans. One thing I hear from new people is that they aren't always sure what to do. If we teamed them up with someone, they would have someone they could ask questions of if they didn't want to talk to us. Or one of us takes on an introductory session, Damon says. We did that at my old gym and it worked great. Zane is nodding and jotting down notes. Okay, I like those ideas as well. What about getting people into the gym? You guys do a great job with making people feel welcome. But we need to get more people into the gym if we're going to do this right. We could do a community day where we go outside and do training outdoors. That way people can see what we do. Some people are intimidated coming into a gym, but might join us outside. And since it's spring, the weather is nicer. Outside isn't a bad idea, but the weather around here doesn't always cooperate. Maybe we could have a backup plan in case it starts to rain. We continue to bounce ideas back and forth for a little longer before Zane calls the meeting and dismisses us. What was that about? Felicia asks me as we head to the locker room. What was what? I ask. That verbal sparring between you and Zane? That was nothing, I say with a shrug. That was just me defending my classes so he doesn't cancel them. No, I don't mean that, she says, shaking her head. I mean the undercurrent. Do you have the hots for Zane? What? No way. He's way too... I fumble with the words because what is Zane? He's definitely intense, but some people say I am too. And he has mellowed a little since he told me of the gym's financial problems. Still, I'm not interested in him like that. Am I? He's my boss, I say, when I can't come up with anything else. That would be completely unprofessional. Uh-huh, if you say so, she says, though her tone tells me she is clearly unconvinced. I think he might like you too, though. I open my mouth to tell her she's wrong, but she's paged over the intercom at that moment, and her eyes widen as she looks at her watch. Oh, shoot, I'm late for my training session. Gotta run. As Felicia zips out of the locker room, I grab my clothes to change and then head out to my own training session. It's with Penelope, which normally I would love, but now I have to tell her that her blind date was an epic fail, and I'm not looking forward to that at all. Okay, I know what you're going to say, Penelope says when I meet her at the front desk. Chad wasn't a great fit, but I think with a few more questions from you, I'll have the perfect guy for you. How many of these dates did I promise you? I ask her. You didn't, she says with a smile. You just agreed to be my first client. Ugh, next time I am going to read the fine print, I say. Come on, it's leg day for you. Okay, so Chad was a little too into crypto. What would your perfect guy be into? I don't know. Exercise for sure. Maybe adventure. I don't mind staying home sometimes, but I like someone who likes to go on walks, or runs, or hikes. Got it, Penelope says, jotting this all down in a notebook she pulled from her bag. I will find the perfect match for you and send the details over to your email. No rush. I'm still recovering from the last date. But enough about that. Right now, it's time to burn those legs. I grab 2 20-pound dumbbells and hand them to her. Lunges across the floor. Let's go.